Hello, hello, hello. I'm Andrea Stevens,
And I'm Jeannette Mejias, and we are Webs Women.
where exposure brings strength. Hello, my friend. Good
Well,
morning.
great morning to you, girl. How are you?
Oof,
Hot.
I am good. It is going to be 74 and sunny. I can't wait to
Yeah.
spend 30 minutes of my lunch hour in the
Yeah,
sun.
seriously, you got to get outdoors. Today is Thursday. Welcome to episode 66. And it is Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday. I mean, you eat tacos, typically, Mexican food. And
Today's Thursday, Taco
I
Thursday.
know, Taco Thursday.
I'm having a margarita. You know what? I think even if I have to go myself later, my mom's coming. My mom and my stepdad are coming today. So when they come and visit,
go and
I may have to go
margaritas
by myself and have a margarita if they don't want to
and
come
be
with
outside if you can. If they have like outdoor seating, it's so nice. It's gonna be so
me.
nice out.
I don't think I've ever gone to a restaurant myself.
Oh, I have.
This may be the first because I need the margarita on Cinco de
Mayo. Yeah.
I used to celebrate all the time in Arizona, all the time in California, the West Coast.
Yeah, they're big. They're big on that too.
Then I moved back here and I don't celebrate it anymore. And I want to.
There's a little Tex-Mex place not too far from where you live, I thought, that have outdoor seating because I drive by it when I head home.
Yeah.
It looks cute. Yeah.
It is cute. I do like it over there too. Yeah, I might go there. Maybe I'll go there and sit outside myself if they don't want to come.
Yeah. So, listen, I say you just got to do it. You know
what? I think I'm going to start a new tradition. I think now after this year, because today I'm going to go do me on Cinco de Mayo myself. But I think I'm going to start having like a big party on Cinco de Mayo every year once I move to New York.
Yeah. I did it once at my house a couple of years ago. It was so nice. I catered it in from Cadoba, and it was, we had all the traditional, Mexican, food, and it was margaritas and Coronas. You can't have nothing else. If you drink other things, oh well, but everything decorative. It was fun. Everybody was all into it, and I never did it again. And I was just saying the other day, that was like so nice,
I'm doing it.
Why didn't I do that? It just brought so much joy. So I'm with you. Yeah, just make sure I get an invitation.
Definitely. Now you know the party where it's gonna be.
Yeah. There we go. I'm looking forward to it. So let's talk, sister. It's been a minute. We haven't been, behind the mics and on air for a couple of weeks. I know a lot of things have been happening, going on. Life is happening, right? And so, given the fact that, we have Mother's Day coming up on Sunday, I kind of wanted to talk about, first of all, honoring all the mothers, and grandmothers and aunties and everyone that serves as a mother figure, and even like I feel like aunts that also serve in that capacity too, because I know, like, to me, my children consider that their TTs like their second mom. That's just the way it is, right? And so honoring that, but given that we have, right, our own story, our own motherhood journey and story, and plus our own different stories as it relates to when we, how we grew up with our moms. So I thought maybe we can unpack that for a bit. I don't know. It's pretty heavy, but I think maybe we can kind of get into that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, let's go with it. Let's go with it.
All right.
So, yeah, Mother's Day,
I know. I'm kind of like going like, down there's a road.
You're going down a road with me for sure.
I know.
A lot of things happen with me on Mother's Day for the last, decade. My son's 10, for the last decade, I've always thought about first, like every day I look at my, I know you're going to think this is crazy, but I look at my stomach and I look at my stretch marks specifically on one side of my stomach more than the other, because I think that's where he was most of the time. So I look at and I think about, I almost died, right? And he
Yeah,
almost
right.
died. And
Mhm.
that is a reminder that we almost, we almost both left together, right? And so I think about that every year. And that's one of the things I think about, which is, I know, depressing and sad, but that's what I think about. And I'm just thankful that I was able to be here for the last 10 years of my son's life, right? And that we both came out of that okay and survived. And that I've gotten to know this little human that has a lot of my traits, the mouth, everything else, right? I'm just thankful that I even get to listen to him bitch and yell at me. Right.
Yeah,
Um,
really, it's about
like,
perspective, honestly,
right, right.
given what, you both were faced with, and,
Yeah.
that's huge,
I think about it every day, but obviously I look at my stomach every day, but I think about it every day, but that specifically on Mother's Day, it hits me to my core. And
Yeah.
after my dad died in 2017, my dad always said to me that the, that right after, even before Blake was born, he said to me, that being a mom is going to be the most important job you will ever have in this earth.
Mhm, mhm.
And, at the time I was like, mm-hmm, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I was, yeah, okay. I know. Right. Cause your parents tell you something. You're like, I know. Right.
Yeah,
But
of
no,
course.
like it has gotten, since my dad has died, it's like in my head, right? Like that is it. Like that is my job. I have to pull it together no matter what the situation, especially during the season that I'm going through in my life now, with divorce. Like he is number one, hands down, no matter what. This is my job. This is the most important job. He needs to see me happy. He needs to see me thrive, right? I need to be that person for him. And that is what Mother's Day represents to me, and my dad used to always make me feel so special on Mother's Day,
Mm, mhm.
always, always, always. So now that he's gone, right? Like I have a complete breakdown on Mother's Day every year. Never
Aw,
fails. I'm gonna cry now.
yeah. Oh.
Um, but every year, and it'll be the same this year. But still, every year I have a little bit of a breakdown.
Mhm.
And I will say though, now with my mother, like my mother is strong as an ox. Like that woman is just strong. She's got a heart a little bit too. And I love her to death, but she's the one that pulls me back in when you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you'll, you know,
But you have a little bit of your mama in you too. I find that
we
you're very
fight.
strong. Yeah.
And we fight. We
Yeah,
fight.
because you're probably very much alike in a lot of ways. Or
I'm
different. It could be,
or I'm
or
like
it's a
my
catch
dad.
22. It's a catch 22. Because I feel either you have some similarities, and when you're similar on things, you can bump heads, but then when you're
Yeah.
very uniquely different, of course, right?
Or
You
when I'm
know.
like my father, right? And she always fought with my father. That's why they got
Oh yeah,
divorced.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Same here.
So,
My mom,
you
like for
know,
the longest time, always had said, "You're just like your father." And that always used to really upset me.
yes.
Not
Yes.
because, first of all, I didn't know my dad. As you know, I lost my dad. I don't remember him. I was
Yeah.
very little. I was
Yeah.
3.5, 4 years old.
Yeah.
So as I started to, you know, get older, and my mom, when we had those, we would bump heads,
Mm-hmm.
and the rage and her language. And it was like, you're just like your father. But it was like in a very like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh, like I can't take it. And to me, I used to get upset because like, well, what was wrong with my dad? I didn't even know him. And now like,
Right.
she
Right.
didn't have the best marriage with my dad. And so now I am feeling like this kid, like I'm getting the short end of the stick here. I don't know
Mm.
who my dad was. And now I guess my dad was a very bad person, as per my mom, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I just was not feeling, like good. And I have to tell you, there was times I really hated my mom. I thought she was just so effed up. Like, who talks to their kids like that, you know?
Yeah.
But again, I just feel like that's all trauma, and that's things that I kind of had my own different discovery about, like I had to find out who my dad was because I couldn't go by what the experiences my mom had,
Mhm.
and yes, I mean, as I got older, I can understand the why,
Yeah.
why my
Yeah.
mom was so bitter and
Well,
very,
and then after he was
angry.
gone, she was alone, right?
And she
So
was alone raising a kid on her own,
mhm.
single mom. That's another trauma too, to have to lose a spouse unexpectedly, even if you're not in the best places with that spouse, or you were thinking
Mhm.
about just, she would always say, if he died, I would have divorced him. I'm like, okay, I hear you, like,
Yeah.
okay, like it's established, we're not in the best places. So when I look at it, fast forward and I look at, the makeup of who my dad was at the time, 27-year-old who was immature for his age, and his life really was about his friends. He wasn't really ready for marriage, and he was around
Mhm.
the wrong people. Yes, he got into drugs and he got into drinking, and he was irresponsible. And I'm sure, that was very painful for my mom.
Right. Well, and she had to
However,
pick him up probably all the time, right? She was always
right,
picking
and
him
then
up.
or he never would show up. He disappeared for
Or yeah.
days,
Yeah.
imagine you're, drugged up, whatever, who knows where he was. I
Yeah.
mean, so I understand that anger,
Right.
I
Right.
recognize why she's angry.
Now, yeah. I mean, as you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
older,
right.
right.
As I got older, but even regardless, and I guess because my heart is shaped differently, no matter how shitty my husband is, I don't think I can depict that to my child. I would like my child to, come to their reasons,
They have their own relationship. Yeah.
right. I mean, it's
Yeah.
different from me because I didn't know my dad. But
Right.
anyhow, having said all that, um, I remember saying, I'm definitely not going to be like my mom if I ever have kids. But no, and this is not mom bashing because I love my mom, and everybody knows my mom has advanced Alzheimer's, and
Mhm.
bless her heart. But my mom's been through a lot, and I recognize that, and she had her own trauma, and I know that she was
Mhm.
that generation. Her childhood was not easy.
Mhm.
She had like the shit under the stick a lot in life, and
Yeah.
guess what? Who's going to be the target? Me, because she only had me. She had nobody else to do that. And
Right.
it's not excusing that behavior because I strongly believe our children should not be those, like I don't feel that neither of my children should have to deal with whatever my issues are. I should not
Mhm.
have any form of verbal abuse or anything of that nature and then excuse it. Well, this is just the way it was because I am the parent. I have to be better than that, right? So I just
Yeah.
come from a different mindset, and I'm just packaged very differently. And
Mhm.
but anyhow, I do admire my mom a lot though, because a very strong woman, and worked, like an animal, did things on her own.
Yeah.
No one handed things to her. And,
Mhm.
she had a toughness to her, but she also had a softness there. She had a heart,
Mhm. Mhm.
got to kind of dig down there a little bit,
Got to
but,
dig down to find it. That's how.
dig down this deep there now, but it's
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah.
and, I'm grateful for it, because I, I look back at my childhood and fast forward to where I am now. And
Mhm.
I'm thankful that I've healed because if I was
Yeah.
not in a place of healing, I would not have a relationship with my
Right.
mother. That's just
Yeah.
bottom line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and I always feel like, when you heal,
Mhm.
it's just so, it's different. When you're in a place of
Yeah.
in a healed place, you're not in that story anymore. That doesn't even like I couldn't even get through sharing what I just did without crying and getting upset
Yeah.
because
Right.
I felt bad for myself. I felt like embarrassed also even conveying and sharing that kind, I don't want to depict my mom as a terrible person because she was not. I recognize
Mhm.
the why she was like that. It was not meant in any
Right.
way to be mean to me. She was also loving, very loving, but I can
Hmm.
count the times, that we've had those exchanges, because she just had so much stuff
Right.
happening that she
Yeah.
didn't work through and didn't for a long time. And, I remember, having children already and being like, Mom, you need to let shit go. You're talking about things from 39, 48 years ago
Hmm. Yeah.
as if it just occurred last week. And
Yeah.
you speak with this
But I think,
conviction.
but you know what happens? I think is there's triggers for them too. Like
Yes.
we have to put ourselves in their shoes, because I know right now I have more love and respect for my mother than I ever had at this point, going
Yes.
through divorce and knowing what she now looking at what the hell she did with two kids and
That's
what she
hard.
had to do and
Yeah.
go back to work after all those years. Like that's what I'm doing. Like there's so much there that
Yes.
I have to go back. And so for me to have a conversation with her, she's triggered by my conversations about divorce and me and my son and like what we're, what I'm going
Because
through.
I think she's
She's
reliving that
triggered.
again, right? She's seeing that
Absolutely.
all over again. Like,
Absolutely. She's
yeah.
sick to her stomach. Like she's, yeah, yeah. And she's triggered by it. So like now I know. So I have to I want to make sure that I be careful.
Yeah.
Right. Cause I don't want her to be in that space.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want that. I
Yeah.
want her to be there for me, but I don't want her to be in that space when she's with me. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want her to have to go through this all over again. Like I'll, I move forward. I'm okay. Right. Like
You
there's,
are. You are
so
okay.
I just want to make sure that she's not triggered. You're right with all of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she's
Yeah.
like, now I know, right? Like, I think when you go through the same thing your parent goes through, your mother goes through specifically, because as a woman, right, women think the way women think,
Yeah.
right? So,
Well,
as you're,
you know what they
I think,
say? Women are, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I mean,
yeah,
w-
yeah,
it- that is just such a great
yeah,
book because it's so true. We're so
yeah,
different. We think differently and operate
yeah,
differently, men and women.
yeah.
So
Right. But when you can sit and connect with your mother, and because you went through the same exact thing, they're going,
yeah,
you went through the
yeah,
same thing after not working for whatever, you know,
yeah,
two
yeah,
decades. She didn't. Me, it was a decade, but like not actually working for a company, right?
yeah,
Having your own thing going on. But it's a lot to jump back into the work world
yeah.
while you're going through a whole process. And it's a lot, it's a lot. And there's a lot of moving parts. And my mother, you know, and she's coming here. She's coming here to help me pack it up, pack it in. Let me, okay, you got
I was gonna say, what's happening? You're losing, your jingles when we start the podcast. So
I don't know.
I have to tell you, um, motherhood is not easy. Obviously every mother has different experiences in their motherhood journey.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm a warrior mom and, a mother of an adult son with autism has brought so many, highs and lows, more highs than anything else, to be honest. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, and and the challenges, for my other son just keeps, life
Yeah.
interesting, let me tell you, but anyhow, having said that, I'm thankful
Mm-hmm.
for all the things that my experiences, good, bad, and indifferent, having been raised by a single mom who's had her own trauma and had just so much happening and her fighting through all those things and being the best that she can be and showing up in the best that she can. You know, she, I think, sometimes I feel that maybe this is a blessing for her that she has this advanced condition of not recalling things that
Mm-hmm.
have impacted her so much.
Right.
And I have to look at it through that lens because she suffering a lot,
Mm-hmm.
underlying suffering. And maybe just that not even coming into the forefront of her mind, it is just, she can at least be living more in a peaceful state,
Hmm. She's so
and
darn cute. She
yeah,
is.
she
She's so
is.
darn
She's a
cute.
little
And
feisty
when
thing
she's
too.
dancing, when she was dancing in your
Oh
videos,
yeah,
like
she's a
she's
dancing
so darn
queen.
cute.
I call her my queen. You're the queen. You are the queen. And sometimes, oftentimes we know she doesn't recognize me, but she has her moments. Well, she'll
Mhm.
recognize me, and she's actually very delighted. So,
And
like,
when she complains, you're like, that Jeanette, she's
oh
like an
yeah,
asshole.
that chick. Yeah, seriously, what the hell? But and I just think that life really is, whether you're a parent or not, life's about the lesson,
Mhm.
it's the
Yeah.
journey and the lesson and what you
Yeah.
take from it and your perspective. And, for
Mhm.
me, you know, I just, soak it in and just take it one day at a time because,
Yeah.
life is hard. Life is getting harder,
Mhm.
especially with, the different landscapes that we're facing, just in this
Yeah.
country in general. I mean, things are just
Mhm.
getting, it's still tough times, right?
Mhm.
You know, just we just have to, just reflect and honor our
Yeah.
mothers, even for those people, for those folks who have parents that they lost. I mean, I know there's so many people that I know
Mhm.
that have lost their mothers. This is, also
Right.
very painful time for them.
And
It's
it's
not
painful for women that want to have children that can't.
right.
And and
Absolutely.
and those
Absolutely.
moms, like I want to address those moms for a second because
Yes,
they are
please.
still moms, okay? They are moms because it takes a village. Okay.
Mhm.
It takes a village. So they are still mothers in my book, whether
That's
they
right.
like, whether someone chose not to have children, whether they cannot have children, whatever the case may be, like they exist to help us with our children. And they do.
Absolutely. Amen.
And they do day in and day
Amen.
out.
Amen.
So I want to
Absolutely.
recognize
100%.
them because they may have made a choice, whichever choice they made, or they may
Or
not
not
have
made
had the
that
choice
choice.
or
Right.
not
Didn't
had a
have a
choice. Right.
choice. That's right.
But let me tell you something. Any of the women that surround me that are, have, are in a situation or have made their choice or whatever the case may be, they help me with my son. They are still, to me,
Oh,
mothers in my book.
amen. I mean, listen,
So,
my bestie, unfortunately, was unable to have children because she had cancer in her ovaries. She's a cancer survivor, thank God. Um, but she's more of a mother to my children more times than I am their own mother. And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
unbelievable the incredible love this woman has. Not just for my children, for you know any child within her,
hmm,
in her family network. She's just incredible,
yeah,
like far and beyond, like
hmm,
unbelievable.
yeah,
And I do believe that. I do believe that. You know, Regardless, we have that nurturing spirit, whether you have a child or
right,
not. And the fact that
right,
she makes those, genuine nurturing um, relationships with my children since the time they were in my stomach. It's just, it's very special. So yeah,
yeah,
thank you for highlighting that. It's so true,
yeah,
So
it is. Hmm.
so yeah. So I guess that's a good way to end our
Yeah,
recording,
yeah,
honoring all moms,
honoring all.
or honoring all mothers, grandmothers,
Strong as a
aunties.
mother.
That's right.
I
Strong as
almost
a
got a mug.
mother.
I
Yes.
almost got a mug 2 nights ago at the store. That strong as a mother. I was like, a mother.
Right.
Okay.
Mother what though? Right.
And I had to stop my mouth, right? I had to stop the mouth. Strong as a mother.
But you know what?
Yeah.
God bless us because we've had our share of stuff and we're still here, we can laugh about things
Hmm.
and we have to celebrate and honor ourselves, and whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
And for those who are listening, who are mothers,
Yeah.
do the same, you know.
For mothers, for moms, the fur
Yeah,
moms too, with their
yeah,
animals.
fur moms.
Yeah.
That's right.
Fur
Absolutely.
moms. That's what I call them. Fur moms.
Yes. Yes. I really loved, spending time with you as always this morning
Me too.
and
Me too.
getting into the weeds of things. But thank you. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week with your family. And
Thank you. You too.
I
You
think you
too.
have a concert today, right? To go to? Do you have
No, it's
a
next week. I screwed up the days because I'm a great
oh
mom. I screwed up the days.
wait, it happens. It's okay.
No, I didn't screw up the days. His teacher put it on this week's calendar, and I just went by his calendar, and so he messed up, not me.
There you
But I
go.
followed his schedule. At least I'm a good mom.
Yeah,
I'm
because
following
when
the
you said
teacher's
your mom
schedule.
was coming, I thought, oh yeah, the concert and
She's
it's
coming. Oh
Mother's
yeah,
Day
no, she's coming for
weekend.
grandparents. No, it's grandparents' day on Friday at school.
Oh,
So they're
nice.
coming for grandparents' day. Yeah.
Very nice.
It just
Very
was a
nice.
bonus that I thought the concert was on the same day, on the day before, but it's not.
Yeah. Okay. And I
Yeah.
imagine your mom's coming for that.
She's coming for grandparents' day.
Okay.
For Friday. Yeah, for
Okay,
Friday. So she'll
gotcha.
go to school and they have treats and like they put on a whole show for the grandparents, the
That's
kids.
so cute.
Yeah. So like Blake has to stand up and talk about he has to talk about the math subject and what they're learning all year. And then they're doing a whole little skit and songs.
Oh, very
Yeah.
cute. Very cute. Well,
Yeah.
enjoy. Enjoy.
Yeah. I won't be there, but the grandparents will.
Well, I hope she enjoys. Send my best to your mom.
I will give your
And
mom a big kiss
I will. Wishing
and
you
have a dance in the living room.
yes.
For Cinco de Mayo.
Dances every day in this house, girl.
Yeah.
Girlfriend is dancing every day, dancing queen.
Good.
All day
Good for her.
long.
Good for her.
Wishing you the best rest of your week and a wonderful Mother's Day.
You
And I'll see you next time. Remember, everyone, you're listening to Webb's Women.
Where exposure brings strength.